What's going on, guys? It's the Review Artist, and today it's time for the Galaxy S6 Edge to versus OnePlus One. So without further ado, let's get right into this. So as you can see, on the left we do have the S6 Edge, on the right we do have the OnePlus One. Now first of all, the screen size is a big difference. So this is a 5.1 inch 1440p display, and this is a 5.5 inch 1080p display. Now obviously this is much more sharper, more resolution and a smaller screen size than this. However, this is pretty sharp itself, and it's rocking the 1920 by 1080, which is the same screen size and the same resolution as the iPhone 6 Plus. So this is the display quality on here is the best that Apple have done in the phones. However, this is a 1440p, which is sort of is supposed to be in between 4K. However, it's more or less 2K. So now let's look at the difference, shall we? So on the front you can see the front facing speaker is almost in the same place, always at the front. The front facing camera on the S6 Edge is on the right, whereas on the OnePlus One it's on the left. Now this is a 5 megapixel I think on the S6 Edge, and I know this is definitely 5 megapixel on the OnePlus One. However, this may be Sony lens on the front, and this will be a Samsung one. Now the notification and the sensors are at the front. Notification light is on the left here, and it's on the left as well on the OnePlus One. Now at the bottom you can see there is one physical home button on the S6 Edge. It's in the same place as before, and you can see when you light it up, the menu is, let it load. The menu is at the you can see on the left, and the back button is on the right. Now this has always been the same for Samsung. However, on the OnePlus One you can see there are physical home buttons. Well, not physical, but they're touchscreen buttons, but they're at the bottom of the screen. Now you can move them onto the top with the software. However, I kept them on here to maximise the screen, so you can see the menu button there, home button and back button. Now towards the left you can see there's on the S6 Edge the two volume rockers, which are now separated, and nothing much else. On the OnePlus One there's a slim SIM card tray, the volume rockers, and nothing else. Now at the top you can see on the S6 Edge the IR blaster, the noise cancellation microphone, and the SIM card tray, which is at the top on the S6 Edge. However, it's on the side on the S6. Now on the OnePlus One there's a headphone jack, which is at the top, which I prefer at the bottom, and the noise cancellation microphone. Now as you can see at the sides, there's a bit of a different size, where this is around 6.8mm and this is around 8.5mm, something towards the middle, and it does get thinner at the side to fit better in the hand. Now at the bottom you can see on the S6 Edge you do get, just focus there, it's more or less the same. So we start off with the same USB, mini USB ports here. They're not USB-C yet, but hopefully the next generation of these devices will be. On the S6 Edge there's a speaker grill on the right, which does sort of resemble the look of an iPhone 6, and the microphone towards the speaker. And on the other side it's a 3.5mm audio jack. Now on the OnePlus One, yes, there are two speakers. Usually you'll find a microphone here and a speaker in there on the iPhones and on the Nexuses. However, these two are speakers. Unfortunately they are monos, so you won't get no stereo HTC boom sound style. However, they are louder than the boom sound, and the pretty solid speakers in there. So having two speakers is good on the OnePlus One. Now on the right hand side of the phones you can see on the S6 Edge you start off with the lock screen, lock button, sleep awake. It's sort of ceramic metal, feels nice, and on the OnePlus One you get the same lock button. However, this is more plastic, but the price difference is pretty much. Now on the back you can see on the S6 Edge you start off with the camera in the middle, and towards the right you can see the lens and the heart rate monitor, which is a Samsung thing and has been since the S5. Now further down you can see the Samsung branding, a bit of information, the Nobin logo, and it's a glass black. So this is glass, sort of metal and glass at the front, aluminium metal. And on the OnePlus One you can see in the middle, that one right, the camera's in the middle as well, However, the flashlight is at the bottom. Now you get two LED flashlights on the OnePlus One and just one on the S6 Edge. But on the S6 Edge, it's sort of more yellowy, and which, when taking like pictures in the night with the flash on, it looks more realistic. However, there are two LED flashlights, but they're both just sort of white, yellow, and no red flash here, which is a shame. OnePlus One logo, more or less in the same place as the Samsung logo, the no bin logo, a bit of information, and the cyanogen branding, which is awesome. And on here you would say S6 Edge, Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge or Galaxy S6 Edge. However, this is a carrier version and does not. Now, let's take a look at the. So yes, this is a Sandstone edition. Now, internally, we're rocking the Snapdragon, what was it, 801 in the OnePlus One, clocked at 2.5 GHz quad core backed up with 3 GB of RAM, and this is a 64 GB storage Sandstone edition. There is a 16 GB available. So in the Samsung S6 Edge, we have a Samsung Exynos 7420 64-bit processor. That's octa-core with 4 cores clocked at 2.1 GHz and 4 cores clocked at 1.5 GHz, backed up with a 3 GB of RAM. Now this is a 64 GB variant. You can get a 128 GB or a 32 GB version. Now displays, I already mentioned that. Wireless connectivity, both the same. However, this does has infrared. This only has Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, cellular, 3G, 4G. This has 4G, 3G, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, but with infrared capability, which is pretty good. Now, as far as security and features, this does have a bit more, such as the heart rate monitor and the fingerprint scanner. So if I do that here, I just do my password, and if I just hit 7, which is the last digit, it'll unlock. But if I don't have to do, I've got a password here, but I just use that fingerprint, and there it's unlocked. Now let's get into the software side. So to start off, this is Cyanogen 12.1, which is on top of 5.1.1 Lollipop, and this is TouchWiz is new. They've sort of did it and redeveloped it again along with these devices, which is a 64-bit operating system, and this is a 32-bit operating system. So now this is running the so this is a nightly update. So the nightly beacons for the OnePlus One. If I go into that, don't know what this is. Just go in settings, so you can see it's more or less the same. However, TouchWiz does look a bit familiar. However, the bad history of TouchWiz has been removed. So this is the nightly beacons. This is build it from May the 15th. There's like 30 updates. However, it is pretty smooth and does not ever have any problems. There's more problems with this Samsung than with this for operating system. However, this is a 64-bit processor and the operating system. So you're going about device. That's 5.1.1 again, model number, and it tells you a little less specs about the device. However, it does tell you the battery capacity now in the update, which is not really a useful feature that often. But yeah, so if we look here, we can see both loaded at the same time, pretty much identical. However, stock is more faster, and load that flappy droid thing. You can see the graphics wise is pretty intense on here. Now this is Adreno 320, and this is like a Mali T768 or some MP48 GPU, something like that, and it is pretty fast. Now Mali chips are always better than Adreno, and the reason why is because they're just better build quality. Now this does match the 64-bit performance. However, the games are not always upscaled to 1440p, but they do play it really smooth, and you can tell the difference between resolution. Now, as cameras goes, the rear cameras on the S6 Edge, we have a 60 megapixel CMOS Samsung lens versus the Sony Exynos 6 lens 13 megapixel on the OnePlus One, which is the same one used in the Nexus 6. Now, let's just load the camera there. You can see even though that was, I pressed this first, the Samsung did load quicker. You can't really tell them there, but this might look better on the camera. However, the Samsung one is much easier to use, and the interface is simple. Instead of going all the way here to turn your ISO up and down, you've got it here, which you can say copying iPhone, because iPhone have it at the top, a square with a sun there, but this is left to right for the ISO and the brightness. So you can turn that up and down. They both shoot in 4K resolution, and they both can now do raw images. However, this doesn't have that many features in the camera, whereas this has Pro mode, so you can see you can manually turn the ISO down, which you do anyway, but this is good. Focus, so you can do from macro to the far end one manually, which is never ever been seen on a mobile device as well, straight out of the stock camera, so which is pretty good, which Samsung have done the quick launch, so if you lock the home button, double tap the home button, you can quickly launch the camera. However, the shortcuts are still there, but what I like about Samsung is the gesture features to turn on and off the device by double tapping. Now, that's software, pretty much the same. Speakers on the OnePlus One are a bit louder, but more tinier than this one. Now, as far as audio quality, the max audio on the OnePlus One is much better as far as bass and volume than the Samsung. However, the clarity on the Samsung, you do get some cool effects, such as to show you them both together, such as the tube amp feature, which has been used before. So if I've got I'm showing you in here, for example, let's go on settings, equalizer. You can see you get the normal one here. The did I say max audio before? It should be max audio on the actual official OnePlus One, but because I'm using this nightly, the audio effects is this one, which is I prefer. And you can see on here you get the 5-band equalizer. However, on here you do get sound alive, more bass treble. See how much simpler and easier it is to use. Details, you get the equalizer there, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 band, down from 60 Hz to 16,000, where this only goes to 14,000. 3D bass clarity concert, sound quality effects, tube amp, adapt sound, which is a good feature, and you put your headphones in and it tells you, and you take the test and it has sounds from the left to the right, and you tell the device if you can hear it good or not. If you can't, then this is what my hearing is like. From my left I can hear better than my right, which is maybe right. And with that on, you can tell the difference in headphones. You can hear everything more clearly. So yeah, that's just features. Now, cost wise, this is a big difference. So as you can see, they're both pretty much identical. The Samsung is a little tiny bit better in some places than OnePlus One. However, OnePlus One may be better in some places. So this, by the way, this is a 2,600 milliamp hour battery versus 3,100 milliamp hour battery in the OnePlus One. You get like 11 hours in here, 9 hours in there. I do notice there's a bit difference in battery life. However, this does come with a quick charge, and I'll get from 0 to 40% in like 20 minutes or 25 minutes, which is pretty amazing and impressive. So yeah, so charging it back is good. So this is the gold edition, and this is the Samsung, if you're wondering. So price wise, so let's start off. Let's start off with the S6 Edge. So this 64 gig. This is 64 gig. This outright is around £750. And for you who do not know about the OnePlus One outright is £270, which is amazing. And at the moment it's down to £220 because they're trying to shift them all out for the next OnePlus 2. Now, you can get the 16 gig variant, which is white silk or something, and it's only £170. Now that is amazing for what you get. And this phone, yes, I'm using too. This is my daily drive at the moment. I don't want to get rid of this phone because it's amazing, the OnePlus One. So yeah guys, that was a quick comparison. We have to finish off with a quick speed test, so let's do that. So thanks again guys for watching. Make sure you thumbs up this video, comment, subscribe and share, and I'll see you in the next vid, guys, which may be for these two. So let's run this quick test. So there you go, guys. After that long wait, you can see 4090-28 on single core, 5019 on the multi-core on the S6 Edge, 935 on the OnePlus One, 3019 on the multi-score. So now there is a bit of a difference there. You can see at 64 ARMS V7. So guys, thanks for watching. See you next vid, guys. Peace.